I'll put it up. I'm going to show everybody on YouTube the front of the bar. Yes, it's under construction. You can see the staves. Retouch on. Okay, are we live? We're still going. There's the staves that are going up, and they go up one at a time. So they're going across, and then these babies will highlight the whole thing. So there you go, everybody. On YouTube, you just got an exclusive. Isn't that cool? Someone got an exclusive on YouTube. They got to see the bar going up. I don't know. It's funny because I probably should be 100% Matt. I should be like living me working and swearing and hammering my everything and I
You
don't
watch that.
what
So you put the liquid nails on and then just finishing nail it, right? So
Well-
that way it just stays. You don't have to wait for the next one and you can go all the way across.
Well, I just put the liquid nail and then I take a stave and I put it up against and I just wait. I wait till the next day and then I put the next one on. If I had a finishing nail gun
process for you.
if I had a finishing nail gun, I would do it, but I don't. It would have to, and you got to remember, it's oak staves, and it's not like you cannot hammer a nail into an oak stave, especially
you got to do a nail gun.
Yeah, they're curved. You know what I mean? So if you hammer, the whole thing's just gonna explode and split.
Yeah.
So the liquid nail's been working good, but it took me a while. I got to put on my rock star glasses tonight. There we go. I'm pumped for this already because I just like, and so like the whole thing tonight is rock and roll and whiskey. So you got stuff behind you. I got stuff. We're going to cover it all. And that's where we're going with that. So everybody, we're live on YouTube. And I got to just go to YouTube and make sure it is working and send my little start message. All right. There we go. Let's just make sure it's live. There it is. Okay. Working and send my little. Yep, it's working. I'll send them. I got to move over. We'll slide that a little bit. I got to slide over a little bit so it's just not half my body in the thing. All right, let's see if that worked. So what you got? You can see it up there. You see the us up there.
I got you on this one, and I got me on that one.
All angles covered, right? All right, let's just see.
Yep.
Live for. Yep, that's working. Yep. I moved over. I could see you. That when people are looking, last week I had it where it was the person talking was, and then on YouTube it was great because everybody could just see you on this big screen along with me talking to you. But with this now, half of it, but I think that's working pretty good right now for YouTube. And then I like gallery on Facebook that you can see everybody at the same time. So we got Randy Ford on tonight. And we got John Ritt. Randy came on.
What's up, fellas?
What? Oh,
what's up, fellas?
I did not send Greg Schneider an invitation. I shoulda, but I didn't. Well, let's go back and do it because it's running on YouTube. First, we got some time.
You know what I got to learn? I got to get a little tablet down here where I can see the comments on Facebook because I'm not going to be able to see any comments or answer anybody either. My phone's up there.
And that's also because you do realize that you're actually a guest, so you don't always have to. Normally, you're in the gallery. I call it the gallery. So tonight, you're like, this is legit shit right here.
I made it.
You've made it. Yeah. All right. Let me just check this real quick. This live. All right. I'm going to hit share messenger and I'm going to put. Looks like everybody now is no. Okay. Let's just hit Greg Schneider here. That helps.
I haven't talked to Greg since he moved. I'm gonna have to hit him up when we come down to Kentucky. Go stop down and say hi.
You mean Walker?
Greg.
Oh,
Walker too.
You were talking about move from chicken cock to four. What is it called? It's not four
branches.
4 branches. Yep, that's what it is. Yeah,
I've never been there, so I think that'd be cool.
But he didn't actually move. He still lives in his house.
I haven't been to his house yet, so I gotta go visit him.
Yes. Let's just start off and meeting us at the restaurant, man. That's always the best.
Sounds good to me.
All right, now I'm going
back.
My
driver will be there and ready to drive.
All right, here we go. YouTube. Let's go. What just happened?
Oh, I forgot. I got that.
What do you got?
I'm obsessed with Southern Tier's confetti cake whiskey, and they stopped making it. So my buddy just found one in the middle of Indiana. So now I got one of these. I'm so excited. You can try it tomorrow. It's so good. Tastes like frosting and like those little jimmies on the top of a cupcake.
All right, cool.
So good.
All right, here we go. First. Welcome, everybody. Make sure you tell us where you're from and what you're sipping on tonight. We monitor comments, so cheers. All right, we got decent. Tonight we're doing rock and roll bands, everybody. We're ready to go on YouTube. There, got the comments there. Got the comments on the side. I'm looking John Ritt, Randy Ford. Yep. Hey, Matt. Yep. John says, hey, Mr. Matt.
Hello, John. How are you, brother?
All right, let's get this thing going. I first got to do the sponsor thing as always. All right, everybody, let's cover the sponsors quick tonight. We got, all right, the Scotchy Bourbon Boys are brought to you by Whiskey Thief Distilling Company. They've got 2 locations, one in the Louisville in the Nulu area. You got to go check that new one out. And also their Three Boys Farms Distillery. Whiskey Thief, a barrel pick all day, every day. Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. They're a craft distillery and their service bar, which is a fantastic fine dining restaurant, are open daily for tours, and you can't go wrong. Plus, they've got their giant, enormous, huge, fantastic distillery getting ready to open soon. It's going to be, it's just going to be amazing when everybody gets to tour it. But Middle West Spirits and their Michelin line in 48 states, you could find it on the shelf. And right now, their cask strength wheat whiskey, wheated 4-grain bourbon, and their pumpernickel rye are out, and it's fantastic. And then the Spirit of French Lick. This here's the passion project of the master distiller that has since left, Alan Bishop, but his whiskeys are still there. They're fantastic. There's the William Dalton, but this is the Lillian Sinclair. Make sure that if you're in the French Lick, Indiana, West Baudin area, there's a casino down there, great stay. It was the best place in the United States to view the last year's eclipse, but a fantastic area, fun, and you got to stop off at the French Lick Winery and Distillery and tell them that the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, you heard about them on the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Then also Alan Bishop, who has left the Spirit of French Lick and is now at Old Homestead Distilling. He has his One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute channel on YouTube. If you want to do, or if you're interested in distilling in any way, or you are a home distiller and you have questions, that is your channel. He answers questions for everybody. Check it out, One Piece at a Time Distilling Institute. And then his famous If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything podcast with where it takes the spirits industry and mixes with the spirits world. Fantastic podcast. And last but not least, Rosewood bourbons and ryes. Jason Giles has been doing a fantastic job getting that brand brought back. But what he does is right now he distills at Bardstown Bourbon Company, but he had purchased Kentucky and Indiana whiskey, and he drives it the whole 900 miles down to Texas, and then lets it age for a season, and then puts it out. Fantastic whiskey. I mean, just fantastic whiskey. So if you see that, if you see Rosewood, you need to grab a bottle because it's not like it's so readily available. So there we go. Got that out of the way. You've got the Lillian and the William Dalton there, I see.
I do.
Which one do you like better?
Let's see. I like the William Dalton better. We went through that one pretty much. I have your last one too over there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to track that at some point.
That one's both the Daltons were really good, but they were different in their own right. One was complex and one was like boom, like in your face with the flavors, but the flavors were similar, not seminal, similar. And but the Lillian Sinclair is not for everybody, you know what I mean? Some people absolutely love it. Randy Ford can't get enough of it. There's certain people that just love it. So that one, that was Alan's passion project, and we dropped a French oak stave in it, and so that was pretty cool. All right, so what we're gonna do is get going. There'll be a 57-second thing. I am going to share the screen and get it ready once this is done, and everybody will actually get to see both Cumberland's Scotchy Bourbon Boys intro. So we've got it on video now. So here we go.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. Man, we talk some shit, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising hell, making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun. Yeah.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tiny is here, and we've got Matt Lisen in the house tonight. Let's just see I gotta fix this real quick. Matt is from Cleveland on the Rocks, a fan of the podcast, but also, what would you say? Not just what just keeps happening? There we go. All right, I got comments up, I got Matt up, I got everything. Welcome, Matt. Good to have you on tonight.
For having me, man. How's everybody doing?
I'm excited about this podcast because one, we're tomorrow. Roxy and I are coming up by you, and so going up by you, it's Cleveland in the Rocks. Everybody, if you're listening to this and you listen to this, know that like between 12 and 2 o'clock, would be my guess. We'll be going live from Matt's place or somewhere in Cleveland because I never know what Matt has planned. I know he's got some things in his sleeve. I'm not sure they're up there yet, but the sleeve's open, right?
It is. It is. I'm waiting to hear back. I got a couple hits out. We'll be going somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm just not sure where yet.
So we got, and also we got Roxy. So I would say there's a really good chance that we got our designated driver no matter where we go. Even she's going to be designated for. I want to get. I need to have enough food, as you talked about, me and you talked about. But that's one thing we should talk about. I don't know. Do you go to many? Have you been going to many concerts lately? I know CT goes to and Super Nash do. What's your concert kind of thing?
We haven't been to a concert this year yet, but I'm going to see Mike Jones in the summer.
Okay.
Mike Jones and Genuine, and I'm going to the old school '90s rap concert. It'll be fun at the Lake Erie Captain Stadium.
I mean, but
so that'll be fun.
But where you're at, there's a lot of concerts that are available to you, right? I mean, you live really close to Brook Park, and Brook Park actually has the whole Hard Rock Cafe thing going on there, right?
They do in downtown Cleveland has that, and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's right down there. So I mean, all the concerts that happen down here usually down in Cleveland. You're either at the Q Brown Stadium or what's the outside venues? There's a couple outside venues where they have them.
Yeah,
but there's a lot of concert places right around here.
Yeah, for sure. Plus, there's always Blossom. It's not too far from you. That's like right in between us. That's outdoor venue. It's just it's what you like. But I always find that going to a concert is a blend. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna, you have to really be good at how you consume beverages. One, always with the concert, I think it's really good to have a designated driver. But or you rent a limo or a bus or you do Ubers or whatever. But the concert, I believe AC/DC probably won't be going on till 8, 9 o'clock. You know what I mean? So that's a whole day of partying, and it's basically a lot of fun leading up to it, but you don't want to be. It's the same thing with, like, for me with the Packer game or a Browns game or whatever. It's not always great to miss the game. It's just like
be sober enough to get through the game, and all while drinking during the game. It kind of works. It works together.
Right. So that's one thing that's very important. And so that's one, that's a thing. Over the years, I've been pretty damn good at it. I don't think I've missed, I've gone to a lot of Packer. I don't think I've ever missed a game or a concert because alcohol played a point. Well, there was one time I remember my parents used to drag me along they were Willie Nelson groupies, and they would take me to concerts when I was, 8, 10, 12. And they'd just be kind of going. And I was sick. I had a cold, sore throat. They took me to Summerfest, and I was okay until the seats started baking me. I think I was like 100. It was like 85 degrees, and I'm sitting there, and I just copped a fever. I was trying to drink Mountain Dew. And all of a sudden, my mom and dad they kind of left me in the stands, and also they were backstage. And my mom kind of saw me because it was like 12th row. Probably thought I was going to pass out. Came and got me. She came and got me. She didn't leave me there. You never know. My parents wasn't always sure what was going to happen when they were great up until once the Willie Nelson band was in town. all bets were off. That was like their little hole of where they would lack all parenting skills. But who can, parents have to have fun too, right?
Nelson does that, right? He hangs out with Snoop Dogg all the time.
Yeah.
It happens.
Oh, he hung out with a lot of people all the time. That's for sure. But all right, everybody, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Make sure you check out the website. There's Glenn Cairns t-shirts, everything. And then also remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X. Make sure that you also listen to us on Apple, iHeart, Spotify. But whether you listen, watch, make sure you like, listen, subscribe, leave good feedback, and comment. So, we got that out of the way. Perfect. I'm ready. Now, I will say, when these groups and all these whiskeys that come out with rock and roll for rock and roll people, a lot of people are always saying it's a gimmick, right? Is this a gimmick? It's a gimmick. It's a gimmick. But I think what MGP or Ross and Squibb, because MGP no longer is they're just the company that owns a bunch of stuff, but Ross and Squibb is the distillery. I think because they brought so much to the table that there's some decent banned whiskeys out there. You know what I mean? Yeah, you're talking about the jump on, Heaven's Door and I've got the, what did I pull down from heaven? Oh, look at what I got from Heaven's Door tonight. I pulled in the pack.
Sampler.
Yeah.
I like it.
I should give you this. I'll bring you up, and then you can have it for a podcast. I already did the podcast, and you can do a thing of it. On it's just the basic thing. I just called it a podcast or a show in a box.
That's good to me. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I want to meet Bob Dylan one day, and I feel like we could drink whiskey together. That'd be like one of my dudes, bro. I think that would be awesome.
Yeah, I was thinking. I picked Blackened tonight, and you have the Wes Henderson, right? You have that one right there.
Yeah.
But the thing about Blackened is it's Metallica. So wouldn't it be awesome to meet and podcast with Metallica?
It would be. And if you do it, you'd have to get the bottle called 27, and it has yellow on it.
Yeah.
And they play the 27 songs off of one of their albums in the brick house while the barrel's being aged, and it's supposed to taste different. That's the go on that one.
Yeah, that was
really cool. It sounds cool.
Well, I read that, and they also play Dylan songs. I heard that they play Dylan songs in the Rick House also. That was something that too. The music is the vibration. I'm going to tell you, if you're playing Metallica constantly and you got some, car bass,
right?
you gotta have some car bass to bring down the rafters, right? It's going to make those barrels vibrate. And that's going to allow the wood to absorb the whiskey a little bit differently. I will give you that. So I mean, there's so many different ones. Now AC/DC is the concert that I'm going to. Everybody, this is my pregame sweatshirt. I got that. It's kind of like 73 to 2025, and there's a really good chance tomorrow night. This is it. You're talking Brian Johnson and oh my God, why I always get this.
The guy with the golf hat that played the guitar,
okay,
right?
It's right there. Angus
Young,
Steve Young, Brian Johnson. They're getting in their 70s, and it's to rock like they rock, and they're one of the bands known for just bringing the house down. I've been hearing a ton of stuff that Chicago, a couple guys from guy at work knew a couple guys that were going and in Chicago, and they just said they rocked the living crap out of it, and they're 70. We went and saw last year. It was Nash came up and CT and me, and we went and saw it was Def Leppard and Motley Crue. Now, Def Leppard rocked the hell out of it. You couldn't even tell. They sounded good. There wasn't a lot of lag, but Motley Crue, that just to do what they did at the level they did it, and now to be adults, like they're young kids, just they lost their mind kind of thing, and now they're pretty wild, but it's nothing like what Motley Crue was before.
I saw the Netflix special on what they do.
yeah, it's not like that anymore. I mean, there's a lot of old and tired, and extra. I'm not saying everybody gets old, so yes, it's not like, and I just don't think anybody could have kept up what they had done in their prime. They would have died. They would have died, and so they were, but it was okay. But I had never seen Motley Crue before, so it was all right. And then to see, and I never saw Def Leppard, so it was great to see them. I've never seen AC/DC either. I loved AC/DC. I know so many people. I could have went to once. I wasn't able to go and everything. So this one's kind of exciting because it might be the first and last time you see them. You know what I mean? For me. So that's going to be kind of cool. But that's cool. But they all, almost every rock band had an associated whiskey. I mean, Jack Daniels and Jim Beam, isn't it? It's what's his name? Kid Rock. I mean, It's like George Thorogood.
Slipknot has one too.
Yeah. And then they're out there. It's not all of them are readily available. But the Metallica one after we did the Wes Henderson, that one I was impressed. So I'm impressed on this. I got a little bit of information, and we'll barrel bottle breakdown that, and you can barrel bottle break down the Wes Henderson with me.
Sounds good to me.
So, I mean, how do you look at whiskey when it comes to like rap, rock and roll, that kind of thing? There's always, you're into whiskey, like, you're sipping and you're trying it, and you also do a lot of beers, but that when it comes to rock and roll, like a concert Chris Stapleton has with Buffalo Trace, they have Traveler. It's different. And then Billy Idol, Rebel Yell, he's associated to Rebel Yell. I mean, all these different whiskeys.
Church with Jack Daniels too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when you're talking about the whiskey brands and the singers that promote the brands, the existing brands, or have their own brand, I mean, it's a different type of whiskey, right? Wouldn't you say? It's got to be, in my opinion, it's got to be drinkable. It's not supposed to be sipped, but it's got to be one level good.
You are correct. I think there's some rappers trying to do whiskey too, because A$AP Rocky has a whiskey now. And there was somebody else I just seen online that's a rapper that's doing a whiskey, and I'm like, this is crazy. I wonder if it's going to be good. I feel like sometimes, Brad Paisley's thing. You had him in a tour bus. You had all those barrels on a bus. So the bus is coming down, it's all sloshing around in the bus, going on its tour legs. And then the highway bottles had a different tour leg number on them. So it'd be a different batch because it was on a different road. So they were hitting different bumps and different heat levels in this. So it kind of worked. It was kind of cool. But I think the highway whiskey that was okay. I think the one that stood out to me was Heaven's Door. That's why when we started doing things 2 years ago, I was like, yo, you got to try this Heaven's Door, man. I got some crazy stuff. And it was actually really, really good.
Yeah.
But I tried through everything with an open mind. But I think some of the stuff that some of the celebrities do, I think works with in the backyard. Maybe a cigar will make it that much better. Or you can even put, Coke in it and be happy, make a drink, play cornhole, whatever. But there's some good brands that came out with celebrity backing in it that I'm kind of glad they did. So that kind of works out too, Because Heaven's Door is doing some amazing stuff. Their cash drink stuff is great. Their store picks from Michigan, we're always up there going to grab them. They're super good.
Well,
and then Eric's Church Jack Daniels is actually pretty good. I got one of those too.
Right.
And that stuff's out. And look how cool the bottle looks compared to your regular Jack Daniels. So if you have your regular Jack Daniels that looks like this one, and then you have your Eric Church pick Jack Daniels, like it looks cool. It's a cool thing to have on your bar. It's a good conversation piece. People are like, "Hey Matt, what's the black one?" Like, "Oh, that's Eric Church's. Look at this." It's something cool to share with your friends, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, let me grab quickly.
I think this one's only 94 proof. This one's 94 proof. So it's the same proof.
Well,
But I think maybe you had a hand in picking it, possibly. So that'd be kind of cool.
Well, honestly, what happens is you got to be in my opinion, if you're a rock and roll whiskey, for instance, Rebel, and Rebel Yell, the difference. Rebels all are like cask strength, 100 proof, 104, 120. You know, the Rebel 10-year, which I got. Where did I put that? Yep, right here. This one is a single barrel and it's 100 proof. But when you get into the Rebel Yells, you're talking 86 proof. This Blackened is 90 proof. You got to have it, in my opinion, it's got to be reasonable it's got to be probably 94 to 80 to 94. If you start getting into the hundreds, that's going to affect your day if you're drinking that. Plus, you know, the other aspect is I always find is you might take a little sip, but these are great for like blackened and Coke or, you know, make an old fashioned out of them or whatever. They're great mixers for the day. But I really believe that if you're going to have a rock and roll associated whiskey, you are being irresponsible to put one out at cask strength because none of the people who are drinking your whiskey at the concert are going to be conscious by the end. If it's barrel proof, that's the thing.
They got to kind of establish that brand at that normal level and then have the cask strength stuff for the people that drink whiskey. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, drink whiskey by itself.
Right.
Because then you're getting all the crowds that are in there, and you'll have the people that just want to sip whiskey by itself. And then you'll have the ones that want to put it with a Coke. Like, because a lot of the stuff I get from celebrities, I think it's really good with Coke, honestly. Well, and I'll play cornhole and drink it. And you can drink it all day long, and it's just awesome.
Well, what this one says, this bottle, I just popped it. I like the nose on it already, and it's just a fresh crack. So, a bold collaboration of the finest hand-selected whiskeys, an unrivaled composition of craft and creativity, born in cask, forged by sound. Bottled by Sweet Amber Distilling Company, Columbus, Ohio. So if that doesn't tell you anything, it tells you everything. I know it's bottled by, you know, our sponsor in Columbus, Ohio. There's no doubt about it because I've known that. But I know that it's aged. It's by Sweet Distilling Company, bottled by, they're purchased. But in my opinion, I think that they're going to be this isn't for real, but I think they'll probably be distilling there too. You know, now that that's at that distillery, I really think it would make sense for them to do their own brand. Would be, you know, contract distilling there because it's available, right? So, anyways. I'm all for Ohio companies doing stuff with Metallica.
Mm-hmm.
So this is once again an American whiskey, which means they purchased some whiskey that didn't. You know, there's a lot of whiskey on the market, especially when it comes to these brands, where it was the mash bill was everything, but they didn't put it in a. They couldn't put it in. They had to put it in a used barrel. You know, because of the fact that there was a barrel shortage in 2012. So the stuff aged in a used barrel, which means it's got more time that you could put on it before it becomes over oaked. And then also, you know, it's kind of like you got to do some fun stuff like what Wes, your bottle there. What did Wes do for that?
Oh, this one was rested in where is it at? This is cask strength at 116.2 proof. But this one was rested in white port wine casks. So this one has a way different finish than most of them I tried. Yeah, Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, finished in white port wine casks. I wonder if this one came. Yeah, it was bottled in Columbus, Ohio, too.
Yeah, but it was purchased. It's out of Kentucky, so
It is, yeah. Because this one says Louisville, Kentucky up here under West Henderson, and then it says Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey on it. So that's kind of cool. So this will be a whole different distillate than what's in the other one.
Does Wes also do stuff? Did he do stuff with Angel's Envy?
Stuff with Willet.
What?
He had a Willet one.
He had a
But I
Willet.
think Wes does do stuff with Angel's Envy too, but the other one that I'm missing is the Willet one of this, the Blackened. There was one.
There's my cup. You see that? It's got I'm drinking it out of the Willet Glen.
Nice. Nice.
That was being subtle. So the nose on this is total. It's apple, a lot of apple. Maybe some pear, a little bit of chocolate. It definitely is an American whiskey. It's got a more fruitier, flavor than a bourbon, not as much caramel, that type of thing. All right, so I'm going to give you a little bit of background on this. I do have some because, it's Metallica that they're going to have. So, Blackened Whiskey is born from Metallica's spirit of innovation, steeped in science and honed by seasoned experts. Its award-winning portfolio of American whiskeys are uniquely finished and sonically enhanced, using the black noise process to extract more flavor from the wood, resulting in Blackened Whiskey's signature taste. The recipe for our original expression was envisioned by our founding master distiller, Dave Pickrell, and released in 2018. Blackened Whiskey is now crafted and propelled onward by category disruptor and master distiller and blender Rob Dietrich. So Rob joined Blackened in 2019, the helm as master distiller and blender. Rob is a veteran in spirits and music industry, and his passion and experience makes him a perfect choice to lead and oversee the sourcing, blending, and cask finishing each batch of Blackened Whiskey. He's widely known for his highly skilled and artistic approach in creating bold flavors and unique expressions. The noise enhancement process, low hertz sound waves causing the whiskey to reverberate at a fast rate, interacting with the oak staves of the barrel, measurably releasing wood compounds and flavors like toasted coconut, vanilla, butterscotch, and caramel. Remastered and cask finished. Remastering whiskey means layering flavors during blending and enhancing the base through cask finishing while using our black noise sound enhancement to extract more flavor, resulting in a one-of-a-kind blackened taste. All right. Metallica approached whiskey making the same way they've always approached music, pushing to create something original and better. They work only with collaborators who share their uncompromising commitment to quality and pour their souls into it until they've made something that's truly special. So there you go. That gives you a little bit. Now let's see. All right. Our whiskeys. The archive. Blackened. Brandy. Blackened. The original Blackened.
They got a handful.
Well,
I'm sorry. They got a handful of different ones. I got that rye that looks really cool with the green on the bottom instead of the black.
okay.
And they do the ones that they blend together with other people, like Willet, and then you have these white port ones.
So the blend of the Blackened is finished in brandy casks. So that's where some of that blend of straight finished in black brandy casks for this one. Remastered by David. This one is remastered by Dave Pickrell. So that's the original guy that started it. So got that one right here. 90 proof. Yep, 90 proof. So there you go. Yeah, they have a decent amount, and everybody, there's certain people that have called this a gimmick, but I don't, I'm going to tell you, when you start sloshing around bourbon, I don't care if you stick it on a river, you stick it on an ocean, or when you put it out on the high seas, the heat is going to affect that too in those barrels. It's going to get really hot out there. Anybody knows that when you go across the ocean, especially in the summertime, it gets hot. And if you go it's just wide open, the cold and whatever, or the heat that's there. So Colton says the Willet one is good. This is just their standard finished in brandy casks. I mean, but overall, driving it as Rosewood does, the 90 miles on the road, that's going to do something. It all affects it, opposed to letting it sit, at Jim Beam in a rick house without rotating your barrels and just wait. That's one way of doing it. But there's so many other ways of doing it. Buffalo Trace doesn't call it rapid aging, but they're basically heating and cooling their rick houses all winter long, opposed to just letting it sit there, kind of like. So that's going to change exactly how bourbon tastes. That's one of the reasons, in my opinion, why Buffalo Trace does so well, is because that system, that steam system that A.H. Taylor set up. So when it comes to playing music, and then you're talking about a specific song over and over, hitting the same decibels over and over, opposed to different songs and different decibels consistently, I'm sure it definitely does play a role in how it goes, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to bring a lot of the flavor out of the barrel. It's going to bring that flavor through better than it would just sitting there. So it kind of works into the wood a little better.
Yeah, that's totally drinkable. It's got a it's got a chocolate, like a chocolate little thing going on. A little bit. It's like it's a caramel. Here's what it tastes like: a caramel. When you get a caramel apple that's dipped in chocolate over the top of it, that's what it tastes like to me. It's got a little bit of apple with that, so.
The normal Blackened it's a good sipper to just sit down and sip on. I mean, it's affordable, it's easy. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Like I'm with it.
Yeah, 49.
And if you get tired of drinking it by itself and you're outside with your friends, you can make drinks for everybody. Like smoked old fashions are good with this. Burn a cinnamon stick, smoke that, throw it in there, put the smoker on top of your glass, good to go.
Yeah, for sure. If I can re-find my smoker. It's like I'm always repackaging up stuff, kind of thing. And I couldn't this weekend. Roxy's like, let's have a smoked old fashioned. So I start looking, and I can't find my smoking stuff. And the funny thing is, it's not just it's a little like kind of tube with a thing that sticks out, and then there's a little cover. Okay, I could see if I couldn't find that, but I got 5 different woods in like candle-sized jars that I'm like, where could that be? Because they are all together. I remember putting them all together, but it's like finding it didn't happen, especially in the time period.
I have a bag for it you can carry around. My wife got me one for Christmas.
It's about it, because in the time period that I had to make the drink, I exceeded it, and then all of a sudden I was hearing, where is it? So I just ended up making a regular old fashioned. So anyways, all right. You want to break yours down? We could do that.
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to do a double breakdown here. Our first ever double breakdown. I mean, Nash could have done it last week when he was on, but he did it on memory. He was remembering what the flavor was of the, I believe it was, what bottle was it that I have last week that he didn't have? Oh, he slides in an Eagle Rare.
I got sweet wheat too. You drove 4 years. There you go.
You got a 13th colony? Is that the French oak or just a regular?
Amber rye.
Okay.
I met Mr. Randy for it in Florida. Way home.
This one to me smells like grapes.
You got grapes on that one?
Grapes. Almost like a dry wine, like an after dinner wine.
All right, everybody. Time for the Old Louisville Whiskey Company barrel bottle breakdown section. Old Louisville, make sure when you're there, check out the Old Louisville Whiskey Company. there. Call ahead, set up a tour. He'll let you get the thief from barrels, fill up bottles, all the things. He's there pretty much all the time, but it's appointment for setting up tours and that type of thing. But you got to check out Old Louisville Whiskey Company. The Old Louisville Whiskey Company's barrel bottle breakdown scale is nose, body, taste, finish. You can give up to 4 knocks with our hammer here, right here, our barrel bung hammer. And for the nose and the body, and you can give up to 5 knocks for the taste and the finish. And if one's exceptional, you can give it a butt up. So here we go. So Matt, what do you think of? He has the Blackened West Henderson finished in, what was it? What kind of barrel?
White port casks.
White port casks. Now we did a live with that when I was there. I believe was it at St. No,
3 years ago?
No, it was when, what was it, when we were there for St. Patrick's Day, or was it there when we were there with Nash, when we came up with Nash?
I want to say it was 2 years ago, St. Patrick's Day. Not last year, but the year before.
Not last year, yeah.
Actually, was it the one before Koza came? Was it 3 years ago?
No, I think it's the one when Koza came. It was not the first one we went to Koza's. It wasn't that one. It was the next one when he came over. We had done it, and then he was running a little late, but he cooked.
That was when he was cooking in the side yard here.
So right about a year and a whatever, because then there's this year, so it was a year ago at St. Patrick's Day. So we're not too far away from that. But so on this one, what do you give out of the 4 knocks? What do you give in this one as far as nose?
And the nose for me when it first got in the glass, I'm gonna go with like a 3 because it's overly hot, and then it comes through with like a grape sweetness.
All right.
So I would go with a 3.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. How many of you here? None?
That was the first time I heard them all.
You heard it?
I wanted to say it, but I wanted to wait to talk.
Oh, wow. You heard them all.
That was the first time I heard it. I think because you're close to the camera. I think that's what happened.
It's all about the microphone canceling and all that, but it's okay. I figured if I learned that if I take my time and I say the number in between, that resets the microphone. So if I get too hurried. Now on this one, it's chocolate. This one, how the flavor of this comes out a lot. So I think this is one of the strong points of this one. Just the blackened in brandy cask. So I'm going to go with 3 on this one too. 1, 2, 3.
You get a cherry scent on yours with the chocolate? Because I haven't had that bottle over here in like 6 months or so, and I swear I remember like a chocolate cherry type of thing, but I could be wrong.
It's more.
We do a lot of different things.
It was more like apple coming straight out, but now that it's been there, it's more like caramel chocolate. You know what I mean? Not too much.
I'm with you. So it's been a minute since I've had that one, and I trying to remember back to it exactly, but
well,
we have so many.
Yeah. Well, I haven't had this one yet, so it's kind of cool.
I actually likes that one with Diet Coke sometimes, so that's how I know it's like an easier, more fruity note. Like, so I'm like, okay, so Shadow likes it, but I know that there's something in there that's like more fruit based.
So let's think about so I would be having Metallica playing in the background while we were doing this, except then I would be spanked by YouTube and Facebook.
They'll get demonetized so quick, they'll be like, nope.
Nope. But it's their whiskey. I'm promoting it. Nope.
Why there's not a reason you can't reach out to the company, ask, and then you can post up the paper that says they said it's okay, and then you could play the music. I would think there's something you could do. But I haven't figured it out yet. So if you do, let me know what that is.
There is. You can write a letter to or an email to Metallica and say you want to do it and get permission. But that's a lot of work. I'd rather just have Metallica on. That's about the same amount of work as trying to, write a letter, have them give you permission, and then you talk about it while they're not on, but you can have their music. I mean, it's probably easier just to try and contact the band to have them on, and then I'm sure when they're on, you could play their music.
Yeah, see, I'm sure that would happen because, it's their music. I would think they'd be allowed to do that.
I know they would be.
A lot of bands don't own their music.
Oh yeah, that's true. A lot of bands don't own the rights to their music. So if they sold it off to someone else and someone else gets paid when they get played, maybe it's not. I don't know if Metallica owns all their own stuff.
I think
they probably do. Maybe.
I think Metallica's probably one that owns it all. Usually, if you're the number one, just like if you're like the Stones or the Beatles, you're the one buying the rights to other people's stuff.
Well, I think Paul McCartney bought all of the Beatles. If I wasn't mistaken. Yeah.
Well, didn't Michael Jackson buy all Eminem's music at one point, and then after 20 years, it goes back to him or something because he was pissed off at him saying something about him in a song?
Well, you don't have to.
And I think that's a thing.
Yeah, if the record company can own it, but before they can sell it, they have to offer it initially to sell it to the band. And the Beatles were able to get big enough and own their own rights and everything. And same thing with the Stones. But there are certain bands that, especially like if you're an average good band, you kind of sell that off because you want the money.
You want the money right now instead of later.
Yeah, well, not even just later. I mean, you don't know how long you're gonna go. You're not like a whatever. So most bands will go by the wayside after one or two albums, and then there's a few that'll just be able to stay and be able to evolve. I mean, not everybody's Green Day.
Chris Brown owns the rights to all of his music, so it's kind of like. Smart guy, man. You're just gonna get paid. I'm paid. And you're always gonna get paid for.
Yeah, loves Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm. I bet. That's where the dance moves come from.
Are we talking about the same Chris Brown that was married to what was his wife's name? She's dead.
Rihanna?
No.
Oh no.
Who am I thinking that was married to Whitney Houston?
Bobby Brown.
Who?
Totally different guy.
Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown. Sorry, I've got them mixed up. Yeah, you don't want to be friends with Bobby Brown.
No, he's done some stuff, so that's probably not the best idea.
Exactly, but it's whiskey. So so we're next. I'll go next on the body on this one. On 94 proof, they do a really good job. It's all over. It's everywhere. It's all across. It's the way what it does, what it's doing in the glass and the legs and everything. But the taste is big and bold. It's probably the strong point, in my opinion, of the whole thing. I mean, you can taste it, and it's a 4. On the body. It's in the cheeks, upper, lower, and it's easy. You know what I'm saying? The flavor goes there, but it's not a lot of big burn flavor, but the flavor's there. So I'll give it a 4.
Which one are you drinking? Yeah.
1.
So back and you get the same stuff. Okay.
3. 4. How many did you hear that time? 2.
2, but you gave it a 4, so we know you got it a 4.
I counted to 4. You heard that.
Yeah.
So what you giving it?
Yeah, mine's super. It just runs up the glass, but there's really no legs. It just leaves a line in the glass where it went, and it kind of falls a little different than yours is. Mine's not running the glass like that because you could tell where I rolled it to, but there's definitely no legs working. Well, I guess after you wait a minute.
Yeah, if you wait a minute, it's
not like
a lot of times when they're really thick, you got to wait a couple. But this one, man, it goes right to big, long, thick. I mean, it's just crazy, and so I mean, the particles must have been vibrated properly.
Yeah, right. They played the right rock song to that one. I think this one would be like a 3. It's a little lighter. It's a little spicy in your cheeks. It does give you that little warmth that comes back. It does ride pretty deep on this one, so I would go with a 3 on this one again.
I like the fruitiness.
Yeah, because that grape comes through like solid.
It's a little hot, but pretty. That's my thing, but yeah.
Yep.
So I'll go with a 3.
All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Third one,
Yeah, just the first one.
The damn microphone is smarter now. I can't fool it the same way I did the first time. All right, so you go on the taste. What are you doing? What are you giving it on the taste?
Taste on this one, you get a nice little heat on the tip of your tongue. It walks through with almost like a overly proof wine type of taste on it. You get a dark grape throughout. And there's a little bit of heat in the back that lets you know it's there. The heat doesn't follow it down to your stomach. That's one of the things that I like about anything that has a proof that's over 110. I usually wait for that heat that comes down. You feel it hit your stomach and it's there. This one doesn't really have that per se.
Don't have
heats
the
up your mouth pretty well.
Don't have the
I think it's
Kentucky
like
hug.
super well balanced. So, but that
doesn't have the Kentucky hug. That's what you're saying. That heat, it's a Kentucky hug. Okay.
I like stuff like that. This wouldn't be one that I would go plow the driveway in a t-shirt in the winter. You know what I'm saying? So I would go with the 3 again on this one. I think it's well balanced.
All right. 1, 2, 3.
Heard all 3.
All right. So I got to hit the knot in the middle, and that must have been too close before. All right, so on taste, you could give up to a 5, but I agree on this one. I'll have to agree with you on the taste on this one. It's single level. It's got a little bit of a bite, but for me, this isn't an off-put of a taste, but usually it's not. This isn't the taste I'm looking for whiskey. You know what I'm saying? It's not like my jam. There's a lot of other ones that I'm going to pick up some caramel or whatever. This has more of that fruitier whiskey taste, but if that's what we were drinking, I would honestly say I'm in. You know what I mean? So I'm going to give it a 3 also. 1, 2, 3. There we go. Heard one. It's like, and I'm hitting it, and it's just like it makes no sense. All right, so what do you give the finish? Honestly, it's my turn, so on this one to go first, and that's where I feel Rockstar whiskeys. It shouldn't even be a category. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you're making a Rockstar whiskey, or you're making that one level 8, like the old tubs, which are good, or the Evan Williams. The finish is always what's the hardest of the what it is. So on this one, honestly, it's short. Right there. Okay, so we'll just see. It's got a nice sweetness to it, so I will give it a 2 on the finish for the Blackened. So here we go. 1, 2.
They're both that time.
You're up for a 2 on yours too?
I'm up on a 2 with you. Mine doesn't have that long finish that I'm looking for. It kind of stops in the back of your mouth, and there's really nothing that goes down. It's so, I don't know, it's almost lacking in that end to me. So I was kind of almost between a 1 and a 2 for the finish. I think the strong point is in your mouth, which honestly isn't even, it doesn't really blow your hat off. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's pretty good in its own right.
Well, I'll give you this, but you know, for the Wes Henderson finished in the white wine cask, you would probably want it's a little bit more expensive. And it's cask strength, right? So you want that finish probably to be a little more than what he's giving you. But for the blackened, I'm on board. I mean, you know what I mean? Even though it was a 2 for a finish, I'm kind of cool with that. You know, this bottle is 90 proof, $49, and I believe that Wes Henderson one was in, what was it, 89?
It was no, I think it was 107 or something.
Yeah,
105.
Yeah, so it's $100 bottle. You would like to get a little bit more of a finish, but you know, so a 2.
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
1, 2. Did you hear 2?
None.
All right, here, try this.
None.
1, 2.
The second one.
All right, there we go. All right, so you gave 3s across the board and finished with the 2. So that's 11 out of 18. And I gave everything except I gave a 4 on the body because the body was, you know, there was a lot. There was a lot of flavor and it did what I wanted it to do as far as a body. So I gave it a 12. So between the two of them, we give Blackened 11.5 out of 18. Still, I mean, it's an above, in my opinion, it's an above average American whiskey. There's no doubt about it. You know, it's not bad. And, you know, when you're talking about 11.5 and you're going to a Metallica concert, this will definitely do the trick. It'll probably go from an 11.5 if you were going to be backstage with Metallica drinking this to about a 14 or a 15. But, you know, that's beside the point. So there we go.
I agree. I think if you were at the concert, and you also have to think about it, if you're at the concert, you can drink that all day and pretty much go through half a bottle to 3/4 of a bottle, even that, all day long, whether you put Coke in it, you drink it by itself. And it does what it's supposed to do, and it's Metallica's brand, so it'll go. And I think that works. I don't think it's bad by any stretch.
Yeah, not bad at all. Let's see. I agree. I remember tasting that up there, and it was not. It was better than when that's the first time I ever had any blackened, and it was better than I thought it would be. So that's
yeah.
You know, overall, I think that's pretty cool. And plus, it's Metallica's brand. You know, it's something that, you know, there's no doubt if they're going to put something out, this is right there. The other other one I wanted to talk about is a little bit was the Rebel Yell line, or Rebel, and Billy Idol, because Billy Idol was always one of my favorites. You know, it's cool that AC/DC has the Ballantine. I wish I could have gotten a Thunderstruck one, but you know, it had the bolt, has the Thunderbolt on it and everything. I'll keep looking, but I tried as much as you probably tried, but the release that was too far away from, you know, it's not like any place has it for sale. And, you know, it's more of a, what would you say, in my opinion, from a Scotch, what I was reading, it's more of you know, a thing you put on the shelf that you have. You don't have to drink that, because honestly, it's funny that I understand they're from the other side of the pond, right? But at the same time, find it weird that they have a Scotch because Scotch isn't so much looked upon as whiskey that you party with, right?
That's true.
So
I would give you that because there's some bottles that you just have on the shelf because they look cool. Like, I mean, I have a Nas Hennessy over there. Never gonna drink it. It's Hennessy, but it has Nas on it and it's cool. It has its lyrics on it from this bottle. Like, it's really, really cool. I won't ever open it. Like, I mean, I have a different Hennessy over there. Same one. Just that one has a cool label.
Yeah, just like your Jack Daniels.
Yeah.
There was like Roxy got one from Maker's Mark that celebrated women's and national women's whatever. And when we went there for the podcast, they gave it to her. And it's got her name on it. You know, it's kind of like it's a cool bottle, and it's just Maker's. Yep, it's just Maker's Mark. But I don't know if we'll ever open that one because it was an honor. And if I want to just drink Maker's Mark, I got 3 other ones that are open.
It's going to be the base Maker's Mark. It has a cool label on it. And I mean, just like my Kobe bottle, it has the purple and yellow wax. I mean, it's really cool to have. It's just going to sit there on the shelf. If you want Makers, we have a bunch of Makers. So that is what it is.
Plus, Kobe's bottle is, now that he's gone, the further it goes away, the less there is, and it actually has some value to it. But I really found that there's a lot of stuff with Maker's Mark that you could collect and save because it's only Maker's Mark in the bottle. And you can go to the store and buy a Maker's Mark and not wreck your $800 bottle.
That's right. That is true.
I mean,
I do have a handful of some cool bottles that are just stuff that I would never open just because it looks cool and it's nice to have on the shelf.
I think
all of us have those because you've got a handful of those up there that you're like, you know what, this is just really cool. But I mean, we have this bottle that's the same. So,
Yeah, that's the same. It's just hard when you get those special bottles where it's not the same. And then you run a podcast and you don't have any choice, but you got to open it.
The Booker's Ride comes to mind when I think of this.
Well, that one had to be open because I have to share it with the group. It's not just for me. It was for everyone.
That was awesome. That was one of the best moments. I'm like, this is crazy. I love this.
Yeah, excellent. Yes. All right, so let's wrap up this part of it. I want to thank, the drill. You're already on, Matt, so I'll invite a couple people to come on. I'll send the invite afterwards, but I want to thank everybody tonight. Look forward to the Thursday podcast. That might be a rough one, but depending on how late I get home and how I got to work the next day, and then I got to actually do a podcast on Thursday. So it might be rough. And you know what happens on my rough ones. They usually go a little bit short, but I should be here on Thursday telling you about my experience with Matt up there. We look forward to a live tomorrow afternoon up there with Matt. And then also maybe a couple from AC/DC, who knows? And then I will talk about that on the podcast on Thursday. Should be a lot of fun. But with that said, tonight our rating of our barrel bottle breakdown from Old Louisville Company was this bottle of Blackened and the other one, the West Henderson, and it ended up with a 12.5, correct? I think that's what it was, right? No, 11.5.
Yeah, that might be because you had a 12, I had an 11. So that
11.5. 11.5. Right? Yep, 11.5. All right. So everybody, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll be on for a little bit longer on YouTube and Facebook, but remember www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. And then also we're on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, and also on the major podcast formats of Apple, iHeart, and Spotify, or anywhere else that you like to listen or watch us. But just remember, listen, subscribe, comment, and leave good feedback. And remember, good bourbon and whiskeys equals good friends and good times. Don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly and live your life uncut and unfiltered. And little Steve-O will take us out. I knew that was going to happen. Here we go.
Oh, show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. Show me the way to the next whiskey bar. Oh, don't ask why. Oh, don't ask why. For if we don't find the next whiskey bar, I tell you we must die. I tell you we must die. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you we must die.
All right. So we're off that. Let me quick do the fun stuff. Clarity. There we go. All right. Save it. File.
Next time I gotta get the same bottle you have, Jeff.
What?
You gotta get the same bottle you have next time.
Well, this one was weird. I mean, we didn't schedule it. You know what I mean?
True. I mean, normally I do have a Blackened down here, but I think Shauna drank it because she liked that one.
It's
So
good.
I was like, well, I don't have one.
It's good.
It is.
All right.
Yeah, they got a buggy or something, but they didn't. Oh, there might have been something in the yard that Frank was chasing, but he didn't get it. So
Thank God. My dog is crazy. He gets out there sometimes and he'll catch rabbits. Literally catch rabbits and come back with one in his mouth, and he wants to like not give it to you.
I think he tried today but failed, and then he was upset that he failed because he wasn't coming to the door.
My phone's on it's our camera here, so you know.
My
Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it.
my dog used to demolish chipmunks. I mean, he would bite them, and it was just whatever he did, they ended up in half every single time. and it was like his quickness would be like he'd just be sitting there, and it would be there, and it would just be like pounce, and then there was half of a chipmunk. And I didn't like it because
he catches rabbits that are this big. They're like little dogs.
Yeah.
And he comes back with them in his mouth, and I'm like, but he doesn't want to put them down. He wants to show you it. He wants to just sit there and make you look at him. I'm like, all right, dude, I have to take a shovel and hold it down and then get him away from it, trying to pull him off. Like, it's crazy sometimes. Like,
but he doesn't.
I don't know.
So he's got the rabbit. It's not dead.
Well, no, he kills it.
Okay.
He definitely kills it. And big rabbits, bro. Like, not little baby ones, like big rabbits. I don't even understand how. You know how big my yard is. Like, I don't understand.
Was it your yard's fenced too, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, he'll be back there, but, I mean, we try to get it away from him when he catches them. You would think rabbits would know not to come in my yard by now, but, like, they haven't learned. Frank just gets out there and tears them up.
Hey. Yeah, they should know. They know the smell that usually keeps them away. Yeah, rabbits weren't a problem because they wouldn't come by, because Dexter and I had two big dogs and they never were in my yard. Now I got no dogs, and half the time, I mean, between now the chipmunks and the squirrels and the rabbits, which I used to never have to deal with, they're just there all the time. I mean, I swear to God, the squirrels have like conventions in my backyard. But,
yeah, we don't have that problem here. My dogs will eat them. Like, it's just, I don't know, they do stuff.
all right, let me and get to see if anybody else wants to jump in. I'm going to put it up there on Facebook. There we go. Bring up my keyboard again. I'm pretty sure the copy paste was still there, right? No.
Yeah, we're done with the thing you said.
Let's see.
Somehow kept.
There we are.
I haven't even cut my yesterday video yet. We just got back from Foot Bay. I kind of just laid around all day. went grocery shopping and did some, dinner. Still haven't even cut my video for yesterday. I'll put one out probably tomorrow. I have a really long form video. I'm going to see if this works. We did a 25-minute video on 9 different Yellowstone bottles yesterday, or before I left for Koza's bachelor party. And let me just say, that was super awesome. That was really long. And then I jumped on your live after my video got done.
Okay. Yeah.
I got a fun one coming with freaking 8 different Yellowstone bottles.
I can tell you that but you just my opinion, it's like 1 out of 5 of your videos should be multiple things, but you should concentrate on a specific one consistently. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because when I do specifics opposed to if I just do specifics, I can actually I get more hits on specifics. Like people get more excited about specifics. Now, Yellowstone, I agree completely to do the full line like you did, right? Because that's that level of whiskey that not a lot of people know about. So you're basically covering the brand. But if you're doing a big brand, let's just say Larceny, or you're doing something, if you cover like a lot of Heaven Hill in one, now I know you got to do beer and other ones, but then after a while you start to run out of stuff to do to some extent. You know what I'm saying? Then you're doubling up on a lot, but you won't run out if you sometimes, like if you're doing Larceny, you do a specific bottle and you just all isolate on it. I know you guys are always there and it's group and you're shooting and it's great, but sometimes it's good just to isolate to tell everybody singularly. And if you throw those in, that makes the big ones seem to do bigger. Just what I've learned.
I think that, and I had the idea of doing shorts too, under a minute. Like, give me on there, give me a bottle, do this, and then like have short breakdowns, real short ones, and then put out a lot of short content.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to start doing that.
Short content
too. I think that would work.
It's all about your 100 keywords. So if one is successful, go look at the keyword. Just keep keywording whiskey tasting, barrel tasting, but beer taste, whatever you're doing, okay? And then when you finally get one, kind of use the general 80 keywords that you used for the successful one. Because for instance, right now, all my shorts are keyworded with the whiskey thieving theme of barrel thieving, whiskey thieves, whatever, right? And when I put those in, those are by far the most watched, 30, 40,000. But if I change it up, it's between 800 and 1,200. You know what I mean? People are coming back from the thieving thieves thing. And I put it up there now, even if it's just a tasting. I'll just take one keyword out and put tasting, and then put it up there with all the other whiskey thief keywords, and it just does better in the algorithm. It's just like I went recently from like the 10 to 15,000 average to the 30,000 average. Now a couple have started going up higher to the 40 and the 50,000 or 60,000. So I'm excited about that, because they put you in groups for a while and see how far you're going to just stay consistent at it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that makes sense.
Congratulations on being done with the school year.
What do you
Ready?
Congratulations on being done with the school year.
Oh, thank you, sir. Just finished up today.
That's exciting.
Looks like you're having a victory cigar.
I am, man. Little EHT small batch. I got hockey on. I'm outside. It's beautiful. Got the old solo stuff going, man. Love this thing.
Yeah,
So
I've
then you
never
can
met anybody had anything like
take a
it.
break, right?
What's that, man?
Matt?
Then you can take a break and come take a trip down to Ohio, right?
Yeah, I might have to. Shit.
I think
I
you
got
ought
a
to
couple
come to
things I want you to
Florida.
try.
Jimmy, what do you think? Should he come to Florida?
Yeah, we're Florida. Florida was beautiful.
Did you? You guys hadn't opened that bottle yet, have you?
We're about to in a couple minutes.
Okay.
He brought it down.
Mhm.
I haven't got to have it yet. I'm kind of excited for that.
Which larceny is that on the bar, Matt? I had to tune out for a second.
Oh, that was the OHLQ one. We had it last week, I think.
Yeah, the OHLQ 6 here. They had the private select 6, 7, and 8. That's
Nice.
6. Mm-hmm.
I'm waiting
I
to
don't think any of
open.
the 8 dropped anywhere within my reach when it came.
Yep. I'm waiting to open 2 until I get to Arizona.
Are we still
Different
on
ones.
Facebook Live?
We're live.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
No.
we're live on
Yeah, no.
Facebook and then YouTube. Yes. I want
Walker, I got it.
I'll share
Sorry,
some
go ahead.
information about my visit today after we're not live.
And hi, Tiny.
You know, that sounded really threatening. So what, you're going to kill us all?
No, I did not say that. I said I'm going to share information about my visit today
I know, after we're not alive.
after we're not live on.
Clean the wax out, man. Facebook Live.
I'm giving you crap, Randy. You know that. All right. So even though, Randy, even though Nash and CT aren't here tonight, I set out their samples today. They're all on their way.
Good.
And I don't know if anybody's been sending anything, but UPS just recently, you do realize that tariffs shouldn't affect UPS. Mother.
Well, internationally.
Well, I'm not shipping internationally. I was shipping to Springfield, Ohio from Canton, Ohio, a 2-hour drive. The package that I was shipping was the 5 samples. It weighed 2.5 pounds in a small box, and it was $27 to ship it with a $17 fuel charge to get to his house. $34. They lost their freaking mind. I sent it in the post office for $12.75.
I was going to say part of the fact that they do international, they have to absorb those costs with the tariffs, on domestic stuff.
I disagree 100%. That's their problem. They can absorb the cost to the people over there. That's not how tariffs work. You then charge Americans. Nope, absorb your costs over there. We're the ones that don't have to absorb the costs. You do realize. So in other words, UPS has been charging them way more money because they've been tariffing us for the last 50 years. Is that how it works? So we should have been only paying $5 a package then on that thinking.
How much do you pay? I mean, I didn't hear what you said you paid with the post office, but
$12.75. Yeah.
Okay, well, the bottle that I just sent up to Ohio to Matt cost me 47 cents.
Just shut up. You set it up
That's
with
how much
Jimmy.
gas it took to drive over.
Yeah.
To
Hey,
seriously, I did send a bottle to Pittsburgh today, and it was $9.40 something here to Pittsburgh, and I put it in double boxes, so it was in a big box.
Well, what was mine, Randy? A Diet Coke?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
$8, $7.50.
Yeah, it'll be at least that at the Cubs game.
Which I figured the Cubs game that'd be a Diet Coke, so that was a fair trade. And
so Walker, did you move yet?
Did I do what? No, I haven't moved yet. I move on Thursday.
That's why
he's still in his little recliner.
That looks like you're borrowing Randy's dentist chair.
Well,
is there a little sink next to you? Is there a little sink to spit in?
Not next to me, no.
Walker, I'll be using one of those tomorrow night, possibly. I got to go up to Statesboro to my house up there, and that's the only piece of furniture I've got up there. Got a little end table and a zero gravity chair.
Yep.
And one card table chair for guests. I don't even have a TV.
Yeah, Walker, you're bare bones, man. You're about out.
Yeah. So as I was telling Greg earlier, most of what's going in a trailer is whiskey. And I told you all this last time. Did anybody not see last time I showed the whole closet full of whiskey?
Walker gets on base. Welcome, Walker. What do you got? Trailer full of whiskey.
So
they
it's not
released-
going to be Walker there. That's getting dropped off at a climate controlled storage unit before I go on the base. So that's just 1/3. And then you can see that it keeps going. And then if I open the other side, I can't
Is that
quite.
your liver?
Yeah, really.
So the sad part is that's because I had that many open bottles. That was 2/3 of my collection that was open. So that's what it is.
It's a great problem to have.
Oh, by the way, Tiny, how was the anniversary? I mean, I saw a few pictures and stuff. Fill us in on what all y'all did.
What did we do? We went out, let's see, Saturday night, Friday night. Nope, Saturday night, we went out to Bender's. That is the restaurant that sells Mark Carter Cellars wine. But it's a really nice restaurant in this town. They're famous for the last 60 years serving turtle soup. It's reminds you of a men's club, like when we were at the Penderis Club, Walker,
Pendennis Club?
you know, the Pendennis Club when we were in the bar area. You know, all that woodwork and everything in the bar area upstairs where the guy was reading the paper that time. That's kind of how Bender's is set up, but it's legitimately old to the point where it hasn't been redone probably since the early 80s. Which, you know, you say early 80s, you don't think it's that, but it's like early 80s, that's like 40 years, 45 years. So the woodwork and everything, and it was probably redone in the 80s, but restored all the original woodwork of the building that was probably built in the early 1900s.
Okay.
That's cool.
Sounds like it would have been nice.
Mm.
I'm going to join a sister club to the Pendennis Club when I'm out in Arizona. It's in Tucson, but it's an oyster house and club. So I'm going to have a reciprocal membership with the Pendennis Club once I do that.
Okay.
That's
That'd
what
be nice. I have a question. Does anybody want a store pick Valencia?
What is Valencia?
What is
Penelope.
Valencia?
I
It's
have one.
Penelope.
Oh, Penelope? Valencia?
I have one.
One of the guys around here's got one, and he was wanting to. He asked me if I wanted it. I told him I really didn't, but I would ask around.
So is Valencia the what? That's instead of Rio, right?
No,
Well, I've got Havana, Valencia, and Rio are their
Havana's
top
more
tier.
like Rio.
Okay,
Valencia's
so that's what I
nice.
got. I got Havana, right? I think that's what I
So
picked up.
Havana's maple and rum cask, and the Rio is Amburana and honey.
What's the
That's the
Valencia?
difference between those two. Valencia is straight bourbon whiskey finished in Vino de Naranja casks. It tastes like
Naranja.
oranges.
Orange
Yeah.
wine cast.
Ah,
Vino de
It
Naranja,
does-
orange wine.
Naranja, yeah.
I'll be
Naranja.
shooting that soon.
I got the Havana, I think.
That's
I've
blue.
got a couple of Rios. I don't have the other two.
Purple.
so
I
Matt, the
didn't
last
like
time
the
I was on
Havana
a
as much
bus
as I
with
like
you-
the Rio. Sorry,
you-
Walker. Sorry. What?
So last time I was on a bus with Matt, we'd only had the Rio. Matt, if you had to compare Rio, Havana, and Valencia, do you have a preference?
I think everyone knows my preference. My preference is Rio. I'm only down to one, and I had 5 not even 6 weeks ago.
So
Okay.
I like the Havana better, but the first Rio that I tried was so cinnamon heavy, it almost tasted like I was drinking Fireball or something. It wasn't bad. It wasn't as sweet. But you know what I mean? Like the cinnamon was so strong but the new batch of Rio that came out this year was much, much better for me. I still would probably pick the Havana.
Jim, next time you come down, I'll share some with you then.
Yeah. Jimmy,
Yeah.
all those things you said about the first time you tasted Rio.
Why do you have that,
not
Randy?
a problem for me. Okay.
Hell, man.
Yeah.
Randy, what the hell? How do you even have Fireball?
Because I had to buy a bottle when I got my ER17. I had to pick up a bottle, and so I grabbed that for $11 as my bottle.
Oh my God.
So you guys know they have a barrel aged one that's actually not bad, and it's rested in like supposed to be Pappy barrels, from what I hear.
Fireball rested it, finished in Pappy barrels.
Yep.
Fireball.
That's not confirmed. That's not confirmed, but it's definitely with barrel aged Fireball, and it was pretty good.
This is
Barrel aged Fireball.
Though, so I'm telling you, that's it.
But it was in like an old rip. Like
Why did they?
Well, I'm gonna have a little bit of maple.
Why
boys.
did they wreck the barrel?
Have a little bit of maple.
That's a good looking
Southern
bottle.
maple.
Do you know Fireball isn't even really whiskey?
Yeah,
It's like
Antifreeze.
It's a malt beverage. It's just like a wine cooler. It's a wine cooler made to taste like caramel and cinnamon. I mean, I didn't even taste. I never had Fireball till like last year. I was at the Winking Lizard. It probably had to be in like October, and a guy was there, and I never had it. I'm sitting there drinking at lunch, and they're drinking Fireballs. And I told him I'm a whiskey podcaster. He's like, hey, he goes, do you like Fireball? And he's like, him and his friends are like on their fifth, sitting next to me while I'm at lunch at the bar. And I'm like, no, I've never had it. And he's like, let me buy you one. And I couldn't say no.
I still haven't opened that one. It's just going to sit there.
Well, hey, Matt, have you ever got fucked up on Fireball?
everybody had.
Yes.
No.
It's not a bad thing if it's freaking barrel aged Fireball. Barrel aged Fireball is not bad. You guys are all knocking it. You ain't had it before. I'm putting it on the bus and I'm bringing it with me. I will have one for all of us to drink together.
I will bring.
It's gonna be great.
Just so you know, you'll be sleeping with the unicorn if you do that.
Oh God, I'm not
I mean,
knocking
to be
it.
honest
I'm
with you-
buying it. I got fucked up on Screwball peanut butter whiskey that somebody bought me when I was down in Florida at one point, and that was a different time. That was when I was stationed in Georgia.
I would try barrel aged Fireball. I'm not knocking it. I would try it. It would probably taste delicious. For the Fireball I had, Matt, I mean, Fireball doesn't taste bad. It's just not.
Jack Fire is way better.
I'm gonna work on getting one before you get here tomorrow. A barrel aged one. We already finished mine. I'm gonna attempt to get one by tomorrow morning, and I should have it by the time you get here.
Where are you buying that? Where the hell are you get barrel aged Fireball? Are you like?
OHOQ has it. It's called the Fireball Small Batch Dragon Reserve. You can look it up on OHLQ and find it.
You are lying.
To be honest with you,
You're lying.
I'll drive over to Jimmy's house and I'll buy his, and then I'll get him a replacement one. It's good. It's not bad.
Fireball's not bad. It tastes good.
See,
Isn't it?
Fireball is pretty bad.
If you think that, try Jack Daniel's Fire. So much better.
I just don't want. I there's a lot of stuff. I love peanut butter, like you said. The peanut butter one, the squirrel one or whatever, squirrel peanut butter, whatever, screwball. Anyways, I'm not going to say it doesn't taste like peanut butter. I'm just not going to say it. But the thing about all those is the reason why I drink bourbon is because I don't like hangovers, and I don't get hangovers with bourbon now. I mean, it's been. Since I've been doing this since 2019, I think there's only 3 times where I overindulged and only 1 time where I ended up with a hangover. So 1 hangover in 6 years, 7 years, it's like I'm in on it. And the hangover was just based off of sheer stupidity. Don't eat and have 31 samples at a dinner gala. That really
that's not smart.
Bad idea. Unless you have a driver like I do everywhere I go.
Oh, I had a driver, But you know, look at
Place to
I had a
throw
driver, but he had a small car, and when I was like when I was horizontal, I really didn't fit in that car. I just remember him slamming my legs in the door. I remember that.
Well, I'm going to tell y'all this is getting a little better with time. I still don't.
Randy, I can't see what you have there.
Is that Beyonce one? No.
No, that's the Calumet night. Calumet 18.
Okay.
It's getting a little better with time, but it's still not a $400 or $500 bottle.
There was something.
Yeah, that's an interesting decanter because it looks like two other things. It looks
Yeah.
like a Mary Dowling, but it also looks like an Old Stubborn.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you got
That's a cool looking bottle.
Hey, did you get that Remus bottle, Matt?
What?
The Gatsby. Have you tried that?
Which
I tried
one?
it. We don't have it.
We tried it, so it was pretty good.
Jay has it, and I could take you to the linking. Well, actually, I'm wrong. They don't open till later. I can call them and ask. I might be able to get one brought over here.
Because there's
Or maybe call
it
them
sits on the
I've seen it
shelf,
in stock.
and Remus is my favorite gangster of all time because he's just all about bourbon. And I am so tempted for that Gatsby bottle, but I'm not buying Remus, which is Ross and Squibb, you know what I mean? And unless I taste it. It's just
Have you had the George Remus?
no.
Have you had
Well,
George
number
Remus?
7 over here.
Yeah, I've never had the regular George. That's the Repeal Reserve that Matt's talking about. We've had that one. I have a bottle of that one, batch 7. That one's good. Probably all the batches are good, just a little different. And me and Matt have tried the Gatsby at Winky Lizard. It is
Well,
good.
this is.
It's probably worth. It's
I've
250
got
for
that
the
one.
bottle.
And I've got
I'd
the
say
old
it's worth it.
label. I have this
Oh,
one,
no,
and then
that
I
was
also
cool.
have the old label, George Remus.
Yeah,
Same
but I'd say
stuff.
it's worth it. Yeah. The 250. I would pay that. I would pay that for the Gatsby.
Yeah, I would say it's about where it's with that.
It's good. It's a cool bottle too, and it comes in a box.
I
With the
see
little
it.
When you
It's,
open it and the bottle goes up.
Sits there all day at Giant Eagle. I think it's like, I want to say it's slow. It's lower than 250, but I'll check it out.
I think it's slower than 250. It's like 229, so it'd be 250 with tax. I think I'd pay that for it.
Did any of you guys get the Babe Ruth one?
You tell
Is that good?
John's showing you the Remus, right? The Gatsby right there.
Is that
Ooh,
good?
16.
Do you like that,
Wow.
John?
15.
John?
I don't see it.
I can't see it.
Can you see it, Matt?
Yeah, we
John,
see
you
it.
gotta
There you go.
talk.
Yeah,
so-
How's that?
so
Can you see it
show
now,
up.
Matt?
Yeah, I see it. Okay. Yeah, we had that up at the Winking Lizardville.
Yeah,
So,
I'd
John,
give it
what
200
did it taste
250.
like?
What's that, Jeff? Sorry.
Did you like it?
I do like it.
Awesome.
It's very good.
All right.
Still the same way. It's good.
I'll have to retest.
So I could make
my
a call
one
and
that's
see
like
what
what
time they
Brady's
open
got.
after we get done tonight and see if we can get. Yeah, but maybe I can have Jay. Maybe I can see if we can get up there because what time do you have to get to the concert, Jeff? What time you guys got to head down?
Well, I got it. We got to eat. I believe it starts, I want to say, well, I can check. Let's see. I got the tickets right here. All
I was saying, is it 7? Which would mean you'd have to leave at like 6.
But it's
6:30?
7 for the opening band. If you know what I mean, it's not going to be 7 for AC/DC. That's for sure. Let's see. 7. All right. Wallet. There it is. Tickets.
And Matt, while he's looking that up, the answer to your questions, I have the Babe Ruth. I have not opened it because it's one of the ones that had a home run with it. So I've kind of kept
Okay.
it closed up.
I thought it was really cool because it was like a New York Yankee thing, and I'm like a big Yankees fan, and I think that'd be a kind of a cool bottle to have. But it's $200 So I'm like, is this actually good? It's probably gonna sit here just like the Kobe bottle and the Nas one. Like it'll sit here for a minute. But I think it's a really cool bottle to have.
Did you say it was 300?
Two.
Two.
I think it's
Okay, I'd buy 2. I
$199.
wouldn't buy 3.
There they are. Ticketmaster. Power up.
Aerate that a little bit.
May 28th, 7 p.m. I got to be there by 7 p.m., but not really. I mean, seriously. I mean, that's the time that the opening band will go on for an hour, and I'm thinking they're 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Oh, Jesus. Okay, I'm wrong. The Babe Ruth bottle is 250. So Gatsby. Oh, that's Gatsby. It's 250. Okay.
In stock though.
I mean, to be honest, Jeff, I have one down the street from me right here.
I have one too. I just before I'm paying $250, I want to taste it.
It's good.
I
But they
want
have
it.
it at Winging Lizard to try. The one in Brunswick definitely has one.
If you guys want to go there before you go down, we can go. It's the opposite direction.
Yeah,
downtown.
it's not opposite direction, but it's right off 71, so it's easy to access.
Yeah, so I mean, we could do it if you wanted to.
Are you talking?
John will
which
give you
Winging Lizard?
shots for $50 a piece.
No,
Right, John?
I think
25 over there. Maybe 30 bucks maybe or
yeah, it's somewhere around there. You're probably right. I don't remember what it was.
that's what it was, at least. I don't know if it's still 30 bucks, but I think that's what we paid.
I mean, after I get off the phone, I can text him and ask him. So I don't know. Maybe he'll do something if we do something there or something. I don't know. We're live. I'm gonna not say anything. I'll ask.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's all you.
We
can do.
had two events this weekend. One of them, we had a couple of families in one of our bourbon groups that had some significant medical bills, and we raised over $15,000 for them, which was good. We did donation. I donated straight from the barrel that they put up, that they just put up for a raffle for the people that donated.
That's pretty cool, Randy.
And then today we had a Memorial Day draw for our veterans. Any veteran that put their picture up in uniform, we had 6 bottles donated, and 29 of them drew for it. I stuck a Owen Brothers single, or John J. Bowman single barrel in that one for them.
Awesome.
I appreciate everything all of our veterans do.
Oh yeah.
And Walker, I guess I need to throw you in there when I'm listing family that's veterans.
I guess that works for me.
Yeah.
So what
So
day
you want to be a
what-
brother or a younger brother or a son? You could fit for either one, age-wise.
Yeah.
So
I think I'll go for son, but if I don't need to be in there, I don't need to be in there. But I'll accept an honorable mention even if I don't get to go for any whiskey.
I'm gonna say if I put you in as a son, that means I'll put you in my will. I just gotta figure out which bottles I'm gonna will to you.
As long as I'm not competing with Rand in the sense that he gets first preference.
Well,
Do we all get to be sons or just Walker?
you know that goes without saying because he was the first one out of Jennifer's loins. But you also know his whiskey tastes are different than yours.
That's
I
true.
gave him some mead and he loved it. Of course, he used to make his own mead.
I have some meat in the freezer, which I'm glad you said something because I probably need to drink it tomorrow.
no time for mead for me.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
Hey, were you looking for some more sweet wheat?
I've
I
got
do need another one. Mine's like this much. Wait, what do you guys got?
2.5
me
bottles
sleeping,
right here. I've got a bottle waiting on me up in Tennessee as soon as I go back up there.
Yeah, I just
Okay.
grabbed one. I just grabbed one a couple days ago.
I'm paying $56 for them. Is that about where you are?
I'm under that.
After
Yeah, I'm under
tax?
that.
After tax, you're under that?
I walked out of my Binny's with a bottle of Josh Cab and this sweet wheat, and it was $58.
Yeah, at that price, I would take one.
Oh yeah.
Remind me to grab one when I'm up there then.
Oh yeah. I'll have to ask the guy. She still got him
You
up
can
in there.
grab one for me and I'll pay you back for it.
All right.
Matt, it sounds like we don't have a problem acquiring sweet wheat anymore because we have friends.
Dude, I love y'all. Y'all are awesome.
Yeah, we'll take all the sweet wheat you can get.
I was just saying, sweet wheat and Rio. I'm out of Rio almost. I have one left, and that'll probably, I don't know. look at it for a little while until I just open it. It'll be gone.
What do you think about the King's Family rye compared to the Rio? You like the Rio?
King's Family rye. It's very spearminty. I like it. It's an 8-year MGP, 95.5. I thought it was fantastic. The rye changes. I like that one a lot.
Yeah, well, I was talking about this one that you and I picked up.
I'll have that bottle for you, Matt. The one that Randy sent with that I got from Walker, right, Walker? No,
Yes.
I got it from what?
Yes.
Yeah, I got it from Walker.
Yeah.
So I have that bottle to bring up.
Did you actually get it to him, Walker?
I got it from Russell's 15.
No, but what about the bottle that Randy? Right, you gave me the bottle.
You forgot to get it out of the vehicle, I think.
No, I didn't.
Okay.
I
Well,
got
one of
it.
them he
You gave
said
it to me.
you didn't get Tracy's.
What?
It's okay. I got it to her.
Yeah, but did he get the stuff for Matt?
Yes, I got the stuff for Matt.
Okay.
I've got stuff from. You gave me a bottle. It's orange King's, right? It's
Right. Yeah, it's orange.
yeah. I got that bottle right now
Okay.
in my kitchen, and I got to take it up.
Oh
to
no,
Matt.
I gave that to you at the hotel.
Right. So I've got
Okay.
that. This is the
So
first
that's
time.
different than the discussion, the other discussion.
Right.
But it's all squared away. So that's the important thing.
Randy, is that what we're talking about right here? This rye?
No.
Which rye did you get from down there?
Oh, he's left the frame. He's getting it.
I was gonna say I don't think it was this one that you were talking about. I'm almost done with mine. I gotta shoot a thing on this for Justin before it goes, because that was really good too. But I think if it was at the right proof, I think this would be killer. But I think
I can't show
Randy
you
found me
that because they're still sitting in Tennessee. Somebody picked them up for me, and they're waiting on me to pick them back up. But it's the one that he had the half barrel. Is that the half bottle? Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
one.
Is that what I'm getting?
I did not. I think this one at a higher proof point is going to be exactly what I'm looking for. I think that's just fantastic stuff. But this, we got the 90 proof one. Remember, he proofed it down for the restaurant that buys like all of them from him, and then he didn't have any normal shelfers for it. But you found one at the store when I was up on the mountain. And yeah, the one that you picked up, I gotta get you for that one too.
Yeah, and that's the one that Jeff's bringing to you tomorrow.
Oh, great. Awesome.
Am I right,
That's
Jeff?
good.
Yes, that and his hat, his larceny hat.
Oh, that's
So
good.
if you want to go in, Matt, if you want to go in and send, if you want to go in and take care of that tonight, you can. Or tomorrow when you get it. Either way, it's fine.
Okay. Sounds good to me. I got you.
I'm trying to figure out what to bring for the bus ride besides the Daniel Weller.
I think that covers it. Wouldn't you
I
say
mean, I'm going to bring barrel rested Fireball. So, I mean, I feel like we're going to be right there. Like right there.
Well, I'll bring the other Fireball so I can catch up to you then.
Randy, it depends on if you're driving or flying. If you're driving, I'll work with you after this.
I'm thinking of having a special bottle from Revival, and whoever survives the bus tour with there's going to be a list of everything you have to drink, and if you can get through it, whoever gets to that point and they're not passed out, they get the bottle.
Excuse me.
Basically, you're giving me a bottle. Thank you, Jeff. I appreciate that.
Matt, you have no clue.
Randy, we're gonna have some fun.
I had some kids from Michigan that worked for me and my meat company I owned. And they were sitting there drinking a bunch of beer. And I said, you guys are amateurs. They said, what? You don't drink? I said, I can drink you under the table. They said, you cannot. I said, I'll tell you what, you name the time and the place and I'll name the drink. They said, oh, Charlie's, midnight, Friday night. I said, fair enough. I said, I'll tell you the drink when we get there. We got there, and I said, the first one to finish and get their glass on the table wins. The other person buys that round. We got there, and I said, Long Island teas and bring
Oh,
me a
gee.
straw. And bring me a straw.
Hit him
I
hard.
went boom, boom. I won
I mean,
7 rounds in a row.
So I got a driver, so it works. We can do it.
I won, did 7 rounds in a row and beat them all 7 rounds. I'm about to kill this. I hate that. I don't want to kill that.
I've got a story. I used to go in my art career. I would meet friends in New York City for their. I was the photographer, or the photographer used me, and I did all of his photographic manipulation and retouching. And so we'd meet in New York, a group of us, 5 of us from Wisconsin, and I moved to Ohio. So we would always, he would fly me in. So one night in New York City, it was we get in on Thursday, so this was Friday night, and Saturday morning, Katie Couric was she was on the morning show, okay, on Saturday mornings. So they wanted to see Katie Couric in Times Square or Rockefeller Plaza, up by Rockefeller Plaza. So we go out, and they're like, we want to buy drinks and we're going to see who can last or whatever. And I said, there's just one rule. Whatever we start with is what we finish with, and we stick to one thing. So that night it was rum, and they were buying me drinks, and they were trying to drink me under the table, right? So I probably was doing 2-to-1 on them, because they were all having one, but they were buying me. Each one was buying me one. So one would buy the round, and another one would buy me one, and whatever. So we're sticking to rum, and I would have been a fucking pirate if I in 1800s I would have joined, because rum doesn't affect me at all. We ended up at a Puerto Rican rum bar next to the New Yorker, and I was doing rum and Red Bull, and they bought me. And this was between 3 and 4:30 in the morning. And they bought me another 9.
Jesus.
So we all went to bed, and we had to get up. We got in at this 4:30. We got in, went to bed at 5 o'clock, and we had to be up at 7 to go see Katie Couric. And I got up, and I said, getting ready, everybody. I'm getting dressed. And every single one of them couldn't get out of bed. So I was ready the next morning. So the next night we did whiskey, and it was pretty much the same result, except I had to get up at 4:30 because I had an early morning flight out on Sunday. So Saturday night we did the same thing, and then Sunday morning we were out till 4:30. And I put one guy, I had to pull him out of the bathroom, because when we went to McDonald's and we stopped off at the diner, and he went into the bathroom and he didn't come out. So I had to carry him up to the room. I put him down to put him in bed, and he went to the floor instead of the bed. And then he crawled under the table of the desk. I went to sleep for like 2 hours, and then woke up at 6, and I had to go and catch my thing. And I said goodbye to him when he was underneath the desk.
He's probably still there.
Yeah.
Jesus.
If I stick to one thing and I eat, it's not a contest.
I'm pretty good at that, because me and Shauna went out for our anniversary. I rented us a caboose of a truck, or a caboose of one of those railroad cars.
Yeah.
I had it parked in the middle of nowhere. We were out in a college town out here in Ohio, and we went down there and we were drinking all night. Right? That's where we were. We were right by the college. This big old guy come in, like this big linebacker guy, and he sat next to me and was talking about how he could drink Crown, and I was like, yeah, that's cool. And we ended up going shot for shot for our taps, and he paid me and Shauna's tab when we left. And I was doing 2-to-1 for him. He's like, we're ordering 1, and I'm like, all right, give me 2, because this is not enough. And we just kept going and going. Next thing I know, I think I had like 35, 36 of them. It had to be over a bottle. And yeah, this dude tapped out and covered our tab. I'm like, sweet, we're good. We had no tab for our anniversary day. That was great. Like, it was fun. It was all bad after that. It was good with that. Like,
Nah, as long as he's not doing shots of Angel's Envy cast drink, brother.
Oh my God, my wallet would not have liked that one. I do recall that. I'm like, I would have had to win that one. There was no choice. Like, sorry, you got a $30,000 tab, bro.
But
I will say it was damn good.
it was. I did ask you if you were sure.
I didn't know why anybody was asking. You asked me that. CT asked me that. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys? You guys bought us drinks already. Come on, let's take a beat.
Yeah,
I had no idea.
Yeah,
It's fucking expensive.
Yeah, because that one.
I knew when I saw the glass. When I saw the glass they put it in, I was like, "Oh,
No, it wasn't just. It wasn't the glass. It wasn't that. It's the fact that they take care of us for the party. Okay, they get the bottles, make sure they make the money, and then the party is whatever. But that bottle came in that day, and they hadn't done what they had to do, so it was just straight. And initially he told me that, and then when he came over and he said to me, Matt wants to buy six shots of it, and I'm like, okay, I'll go take care of it. And I'm like, Matt, you weren't having it.
Somebody would have told me that side of it.
I was like, Matt, no, you don't want to do this one bottle. And you're like, no, I want to do this. I want you to taste it. And I'm like, but Matt.
Next time you just gotta say, Matt, no.
Yeah, I mean, I was just trying.
The person we're hearing the word no, though. So
gotta veto it.
Yeah, Matt, let's do something else. I don't want to do that. That would have probably made me. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? Let's do that.
Yeah, because I could have picked like 4 others that were awesome that I knew he was giving it to us at the Scotchy Bourbon Boys rate.
Oh, you know what I learned from this? Everything is a lesson. We all know now. Make sure when Matt goes up there, though he has a driver, it's fine, but make sure that he knows how much stuff costs.
I mean, your bill was probably 3 times more than my bill, and I paid for all the food.
It was probably equivalent to like 3 people's bills in a place. I was like, what is going on here? This is crazy. No, it's okay. It all worked out. It's fine.
It went to the right people.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way.
I'll pick stuff with that one.
Tiny has been good to me. I've tried to be good to Tiny. If there's stuff that happens next year with regard to that, and as long as I make it to the Bourbon Festival, you will not want for bottles that otherwise will help make up for that Angel's Envy cask strength.
There you go.
I can't do that. I can't wait because Walker always sits me next to a case of stuff, and he's like, "Matt, grab that one first." And I'm like, "Okay." That's my seat partner, bro. We ride together. We do stuff. It's awesome.
Dedicated seat card.
Right. I have a dedicated seat right next to Walker on every bus.
So
So
Walker, if you can't make the bus tour, like you have to come in later. I think Tim Dant was asking about a ticket, so it might be. So don't feel pressured. I mean, I want you to come 100%, but I wanted to let you know that he was, he was like, when's this bus tour? I'll try and get on tonight and everything. And I'm just like, I didn't say anything about it, but like I said, we'll find out once you get there. Probably within the week, you'll be able to find out. I mean, I understand you might be able to do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but that's coming in on Tuesday. That's a different level of asking off, right?
Oh, so really in that sense, if I can get off, I should be able to get off for the whole time.
Good.
If there's some other kind of discrepancy, I'll try to address it then. But absolutely, when I know, as soon as I know, then I'll let you know.
Now, did you get VIP?
Bus tour? No, he didn't get it.
No,
I got him a regular GA ticket because he was tied up.
Yeah, I was tied up at the time. Thank you again, Randy.
Yeah. And you do have it, right? Or the email?
I think I've got the email. I need to go back and check.
Hey, Randy.
Yo.
Are you bringing your wife to Kentucky Bourbon Festival?
She can't come. You got a sister?
No, but
I'm kidding.
But there's,
I'm kidding.
There's always
I was like, wait a minute. What?
Well, you're Catholic, right? You should know a bunch of sisters.
And mothers.
Oh, let me show you all this picture. I don't know if you can see it much, but that was what I wore for Memorial Day.
Nice.
That's Garrison Brothers, in case you can't tell.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even, I can't tell, but I figured it was as soon as you were wearing
Have
the
any of you
hat.
guys had that Garrison Brothers cowboy cut yet?
Of
No.
course.
That's so good. I don't understand how it's so good, but it's so good. 147 proof, like the most ridiculous thing.
No, it's not 147 proof.
It depends on the bottle. Because there've been at least
None of them are 100. You're not talking about this, are you?
No,
Center, there you go.
Did it come in a glass box?
Yes.
In a glass
It
box.
does.
Wood and plastic. And it's not their best one, but that's my opinion.
Randy, you
Which one you use?
This is 2023's. It's 140.9. 2024's is over there. It's 140.6, I think. They have 104. They made a single barrel hazmat that was 147, but I don't have that. But it's not a cowboy.
But it's
That was, they gave us that at the whiskey tasting that I showed you guys the pamphlet for in Brunswick.
Okay.
Randy, you like Laguna Madre better?
Do I like what? Laguna Madre
Laguna
better?
Madre better?
I do, and I also like Balmorea better.
Okay.
But definitely Laguna Madre. Because I've got like, here's my my Ladybird,
Nice.
or one
I
of
see
them.
that one too. That's nice. I like the Garrison Brothers stuff. Some of their stuff's really good.
And
Some
here's
of it,
one of my
I don't
Laguna
know.
Madres.
I don't see it. You get their
No,
small
that's one of my
batches.
Balmoreas. I'm sorry, which I
Right, so
really
that-
like.
Oh, like that. You're pretty
And my
excited.
Laguna Madres right there, and my Honeydews are over there, and my Guadalupes are over there, and my single barrels are over there, my small batches are over there.
And I'll tell you guys, if you haven't had some of these things, Tiny, when you like the rosewood bourbon and rye, I haven't had that yet, but I imagine there's some similar characteristics from what you're accustomed to with rosewood. And I'll have to try that.
You know what?
Because
They're really fun.
our Detling that Randy and I like, as well as the Garrison Brothers, including the small batch that I've liked, have some characteristics that really result from that higher temperature maturation.
Yeah, there's no doubt what happens there. But honestly, pretty much with me, everything I've besides Rosewood, which is basically not really Texas bourbon, but whatever. But everything I've had, when I had what's his name, Jason Giles on, he was with a group from Texas, and they sent me samples of all the stuff there from down in Texas. And quite frankly, I wasn't a huge fan of just whatever Texas does. It's like drinking a really dry wine for me. It's
You had any there in Andalusia Distillery?
Put it this way: everything I had is over peppered. It's more like old Garrison Brothers and whatever. All just has a ton of pepper for me. I don't know why. The pepper or the
I don't get any pepper in it at all.
The heat overrides the flavor for me.
And Tiny, I'll comment just briefly. So I had the small batch, which was more syrupy. The single barrel I had was just smoky and not in a good way. It was a drain pour. So it can definitely vary depending on what you've got. And I wouldn't doubt your palate in that case. Obviously, what you've had is what you've had, and some of it is not going to be to your taste.
Yeah, there's certain. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just not.
Like I like that. I like this one. This is their small batch in their boot flask.
Is it their Randall Ford edition?
Do what?
Is it their Randall Ford edition?
Is it the Randall Ford edition? No, I know Dan, but not that well yet.
Yeah. Randy, remind me, is that a 375 or is that a 200?
No, it's a 375.
Yep.
Wait, can you guys mute me for 1 minute? We're gonna move outside so my son can go to bed behind us, and we're gonna walk outside.
Yeah,
That way you
sure.
don't hear me walking through the steps in this. I'll be right back on. I'm sorry.
All right.
Okay.
Where is it? Mute.
Well, muting him just keeps us from hearing him, and that doesn't matter.
Oh, I'm gonna do it this way.
Because I don't mind hearing him at all.
We'll be on there.
There you
I
go.
got you, guys.
There we go.
Walker, are you going to get that Green River Army bottle that's out?
Oh, I have not seen that yet.
I'm sorry, man. I've been looking on my phone. Somebody in my Discord group posted that there's like is it 250 for the Army? 250 years or?
Yeah,
it's
no, it's way past 250 for the Army.
Yeah,
Yep.
they have a celebratory bottle. Green River did. And it's an Army bottle. So I'm like, shit, I want to find that.
I don't know. I have about 2 days remaining. I will look into it, John, but I don't know if I can get it before I leave.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm trying to find where I saw that this morning.
If I could probably get it for you from Aaron, John.
Connie, I will thank you for that because if I don't find it, I would really appreciate it and just hold it for me.
Walker, if you happen to go by the Class 6 tomorrow and they happen to have the old Fit 7-year, would you see about grabbing me one? I asked my son to look because I know they had it at the Naval Air Station here yesterday.
I will if they have it, absolutely.
Yeah, and obviously if they don't, that's fine. But
Yep.
I've asked my
Oh, there it is.
to get it. It's $61 at my Publix if they can get it, but they don't think they're going to get it.
Walker, it was hold on, sorry, buddy.
So, are we
looks
back
like-
on here?
It was on Seal
Yeah,
Box.
you're on there.
Walker, it was on Seal Box.
Okay.
Matt, you're on,
All right.
and we see
Yeah,
you
we're
out
outside
there.
now.
Yep, it's a pic that I found on the way home. Yes.
Yeah, so-
your old
Walker, here it is. It's
right?
Green River Bourbon Whiskey Army 250th anniversary release. It's a
Turn that
pre-order.
flashlight off. It's blinding us.
There is no flashlight.
Whatever it was,
That's the night
whatever it
light.
was.
It's the outdoor light. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
an outdoor light, yeah.
That's much better. Thank you.
Yeah, it's Walker, it's a pre-order with estimated shipping late June of 2025. It's a 4 to 7 year proof.
Rabbit.
4 to 7, 111.1 proof. Warming spice, vanilla, caramel on the palate with aromatic notes of cinnamon, dried cherry, and light leather. But yeah, so I don't know if y'all can see this. It's
You can
Sorry.
see part of it.
I know, sorry about that.
Yeah, we can see it.
Can you
Yeah.
see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoever gets it, I'll reimburse you. If I find it here, I'll let you know.
Yeah, it's on Seal Box on pre-order though for sure. So
You like that IW Harper 15?
Oh God, that's some of the
The
best.
Harper 15 is great.
I mean, it is some of the most delicious, drinkable, aged whiskey there is. It's just, it's so easy, but there's so much flavor and complexity. There's no work. I will say that if you were to say something about IW Harper 15, it would be the no worries bourbon.
Does
Well,
Rocky
let's
know
put
you're
it this
drinking your
way.
bottle?
I've got it about that much in my bottle or a little bit more, and I'll save it for you next time you come down.
You don't like it?
I don't dislike it, but I got 150 other open bottles that I just soon drank.
You don't like 15-year-old IW Harper?
I did not say that. I said I do not dislike it. I said I've just got other things.
Oh, I've got.
Well, I'll save it for you.
This is Roxy's favorite.
You drink that, I'll drink this one. I went from barely having one of those to getting 4 of them in about 2 months.
I had one, and it's the only one I'll probably ever want. It's okay, but I would drink 107 before I drink CYPB.
Well, I tell you what, you get me some
before
CYPBs and I'll get you some 107s.
And get off the
I don't
12
need.
years.
What about the
I don't
12
need to
years?
get any of them because Ohio gets them left and right all day long.
Well, then grab me a couple more CYPBs if you don't mind.
Well, the next time they release it, I'll get you. I'll try and get one. But usually, I have a choice between 12-year CYPB or foolproof.
Rock Hill Farms.
Well,
That's
I
my
buy
go.
foolproof by the case usually.
Foolproof is freaking phenomenal.
Well,
107
Okay.
is usually better.
like I said, I get it by
What are
the
you
case,
getting?
so I've got
You're
some.
getting foolproof. No, but you're getting by the case the foolproof barrel picks.
Yeah, those are different.
That's
The 12 year to
way
me
different
kills
than
the
foolproof.
CYPB. That's always been my go. I don't know.
So here in
But I'm waiting.
Ohio,
I
they'll
like
have
it.
barrel picks and they'll have the regular. And so over the years, I've gotten 5 barrel
Pricks. Whoa, dude.
barrel picks, and I've gotten 3 foolproofs, just regular, and the foolproofs are just like a caramel delight.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're good,
just unbelievable when it's just the.
Well, I've got a couple of the regular foolproofs that aren't barrel picks.
Right, and you should drink those, and then if you're going to trade off the barrel picks because most people can't get foolproof, so they'll take the barrel picks.
Right.
So the barrel picks also have a $50 markup over the other ones.
Yeah, I paid $100 a bottle for them.
Not us.
You do?
We pay
Do what?
$79.99.
Much
$79.99 it was this year, right?
for the barrel pick?
For the foolproof
The
and the
pick?
foolproof, yeah.
Just the regular one. We don't get store picks in Ohio.
Well,
Oh, we get them up the
Ohio
ass
did-
up here in
but
Illinois.
we got the one that year that was a barrel pick for Ohio. So
Yeah, that only happened once though.
I walked out with the barrel pick for Ohio the first time, and the second time I walked out to make sure it was the foolproof because the barrel pick from Ohio was good, but it was nothing compared to the foolproof.
See, I pay a ton for the Rock Hill Farms, so I pay anywhere from $69 to $100 a bottle for the Rock Hill Farms.
That's not bad, Randy, actually. That's not that
Are you
bad.
kidding? Oh, Randy, help me find one of those too. So
I said
it's
that.
under. How is it that cheap
that-
bound by you? Because
Is
we
that
paid
what
90
had?
for it.
Is that what we had? Are you still looking for my William LaRue Weller?
I'm looking for whatever hits I'm gonna
Whenever
get
it hits.
for whoever needs it.
Randy, I'm in with the Rock Hills. If you get the cases from your dude up in Georgia or whatever, man, I'm in.
And I ask him every other time I see him, I ask him if he's got any Rock Hill Farms. Of course, I know it's not the time of
Hey,
year.
Walker.
It'll be the fall.
Walker, that's what we had, right? At the Brown.
Yes.
You bought me
So,
the only time I
real
ever
quick-
tasted it.
Whoa,
So
I can't hear him.
Harper, before we get so far, I know everybody's talking. Tiny, I've got a second bottle of IW Harper. So if you run out between you and Roxy, I've got another bottle for when we see each other next. I have 2 bottles of IW Harper 15. And Roxy should still have her Christmas present unless that's her Christmas present.
No, this ain't her Christmas present.
You've got
This has been open for
Yeah, that one.
2 years.
you've definitely got a back.
Oh, I've got backups. I've got 3.
Yeah.
I got to make hot toddies with this.
What do those run? Where you guys get them?
Well, they run like about 90, 95 by us in Ohio. But if you buy them from the distillery, which I bought 3 or 4 of them from there, it's like 150.
I was going to say, because I'm paying $100+ for them.
Yeah, but this decanter is
95.
by far. Yeah,
Yes.
but if you get them at Stitzel Weller, they hit you hard.
What the hell?
What?
Hey, Walker, this bottle for the Army is $49.99 on Sealbox.
Really?
Oh, thank you, John. I
That full
appreciate
from there? Oh, that's killer.
Yeah,
That's a
dude,
good-
like
that's a good
it's a
deal, right?
pre-order, so like you could probably order it, and by the time you get to Tucson, it'll ship to your new place.
He doesn't have an address yet, though.
Oh shit!
All right. I don't have an address yet.
If any of you can move any of the William Dalton or the or the Lillian Sinclair, I gotta sell about 20 bottles each of those. If I know, Walker, that's funny. I'm asking you that because you already have whatever. But anybody else, if they can move it, I got before I can do another barrel pick.
Send me the link with the price and tasting notes that you had on it. I'm going to do a tasting thing with Colton and them, and I'll put it on the table, and I'll put the papers up next to it, and I'll print them if you send them to me.
We were
Maybe we can talk about that tomorrow and do it, and then I'll bring the tasting I'm going to.
Having bring you a bottle for tomorrow, so you've got it when you're doing that. They can try it.
I have 3/4 of each one, and I'll put them at the barrel tasting that we're doing with Colton. I mean, if you guys want to come, you're more than welcome to too. But I threw it. I think, Jeff, I added you onto their barrel tasting if you wanted to go. But there was only 40 tickets left, so I don't see that there's going to be that many people there. But I can put them on the table with the paper if somebody wants to buy them. I don't think they'll care.
Okay. Oh, if it's through the state of Ohio knows anything about it, they will.
It's not. It's with the Brunswick Barrel Junkies.
Okay.
I'll give you their card tomorrow. You can talk to Colton and Jay. I'm sure they'll let us. And I'm going to actually see if Jay will let you taste the Gatsby tomorrow. So we might actually see them in person. So you can just ask them there. I'll bring the bottles I have. It's not a big deal. We'll bring them up there and we'll do this. Like it's fine.
Okay.
I'll make it work.
I'll print out the stuff and bring a couple extra bottles for you. So
Jeff, you haven't had the Gatsby Reserve?
No. That's why I said we could try. We would buy samples from you when we're up there.
A bottle,
you ain't got to buy shit. Just come drink it. I'll give you some.
None of us have had it.
Shit. Hey, man, when you all here in August, this will be here. It's good.
So
I've had it. That's a good bottle.
Delicious. The nose on it, to me, I think the nose is the best feature on it. Everything else is pretty good, but the nose on this is ridiculous.
Yeah,
I don't remember if I have one or two of the Babe Ruths. If I have two of the Babe Ruths, I'll bring one of them.
Okay.
The reason I think the Gatsby sits is because the secondary markup's like maybe $50, $300, and yeah.
The reason why the Gatsby is sitting, it's a $250 bottle, and for average people to buy a $250 bottle, you got to taste it first. I can't.
It's just like
I just can't go. Oh my God!
Way.
No, Whistle.
I agree,
Pig.
Randy.
Whistle Pig is a different thing. Either you like it or you don't. I haven't had one Whistle Pig yet that I've liked. Every single one has been okay, or I can't sit there and say I would. No, I'm out when they come to them, but that's only because it's my palate.
Have you had the Boss Hog Siren song?
Yes, I did. Someone made me do it, and I'm just like, yeah.
It's all over. I see it.
90% of Whistle Pig is rye, Randy. And
I can't hear you. What?
90% of Whistle Pig is rye.
Right.
I don't like those kind. Whistle Pig's rye aren't spearmint or chocolate. They're all that earthy shit and rye.
Well, the Siren song is different. I don't like most Whistle Pigs either, but I do like this Siren song.
I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I like. I guarantee you, every brand you probably could find something you liked.
Well, and that's a $700, $700 to $900 bottle, so of course
the Boss Hog, yeah,
ought to be good.
Really?
I got a sample somebody gave me. I didn't pay that much for it.
Whistle Pig gives me a dill taste through it, and I don't know why, but it gives me a weird dill taste that comes through on the rye. I've had 6 or 7, like the farm stocks that came. I have the OHLQ first pick they ever did with Whistle Pig downstairs. It's just sitting in the corner and nobody ever asked for it. It just sits there. But I mean, I think it tastes like dill. The spearmint doesn't come through. Like it doesn't run what I'm wanting it to taste like. So it's always here.
Have you had their smoke stock?
I have. I've had. That's the black label, right?
The liquid smoke my mom used to cook with when I was a kid.
Yeah, kind of like Mark smoking on a grill where we're playing cornhole and the smoke blows in your face. I get it. I'm right with you. It's okay. I don't know. It's not my go. I wouldn't ask for that if I came to any of you guys' place and you had it. I would definitely not ask for it, but I wouldn't be mad if you gave it to me. Like, it's okay.
All right, guys. I'm going to end it on Facebook real quick. Thanks, everybody on Facebook, for coming along for the ride tonight. Look for lives tomorrow from AC/DC and from Cleveland on the Rocks with me and Matt. We should be doing a live right around, anywhere between 12 and 2. Look for it. We should be doing it. Thanks, everybody, for watching tonight. All right, let's see. Facebook. It looks like I got off. Am I off?
Not live on anything anymore, or are we live on something still?
We're still live on YouTube, so I'm going to drop that right now. Thanks, everybody, for
Okay.
being on YouTube.
Hey, everybody.
All right,
Oh,
fellas.
we're not leaving, Walker. He's just killing the food.
Yeah, I know.
He's saying
I'm
goodbye to
waiting
the
to
people
goodbye
on.
to our
Oh,
friends
okay.
on those other
Bye,
platforms.
I will be here.
All chances they're still on.
Good night. All right, there we go.